Let's now focus on some of the social impacts of the pandemic, especially when it comes to our working lives. We'll catch up with Clare Harding, who's the Chief Strategy Officer at Deloitte. Thanks for joining us, Clare. You've surveyed the impact on lifestyles and working arrangements during the pandemic, especially for women. Why did you do that, and what have you found?
Well, so the hypothesis that we had was that the pandemic has had an impact on working women, and we wanted to really understand the nature of that and what it looks like. And not surprisingly, that is the case. I think what we found is that things are significantly more difficult for women than we thought perhaps they might be. We thought that working from home could be perceived as a good thing for women, but actually what we've found that is in the last 12 months during the pandemic, that 1 in 4 women that was surveyed actually considered leaving the workforce altogether, and that we've seen significant declines in women who are feeling good about their career prospects, about their mental health, about their physical health, and about their job satisfaction.
Did you survey men as well?
Not in this case. This was a study that looked at women, and it looked at women across the world, actually in 10 countries.
Well, I imagine working from home would have been very difficult for a lot of men too, and may have jeopardised their thoughts about where work is going. I was lucky. I've been coming to work out here every day, but I would have thought the impact would have been similar, if not identical, with men, wouldn't it?
So the survey looked at women, and I think what we did find, as you have quite rightly highlighted, is that what's happened is that women are doing more work, they're doing more working hours, and they're taking on more of the household management tasks at the same time. And while that's going on, they're feeling less optimistic about their job prospects and their career prospects as well. So this combination of things is actually a moment in time for Australian employers to take a look at this and say, how do we change this? How do we get the steep acceleration of gender equity again as we come out of the COVID situation, as we continue to recover as an economy? There's a real opportunity here to help our women as that recovery happens.
Yeah, I've no doubt about the strains. I've seen that firsthand with people I know working from home and managing a household at home at the same time. And also when it comes to career advancement, well, if you're not getting face time with your superiors, that can limit that. But would the opportunity here be for women who want a job share, or men who want a job share, and look at family commitments as well in the future? Have more opportunities to do at least some work from home when it suits them, not to always have to be in the office?
So I think you highlight a really important thing in here, and this is about working families. It's about women and men, and it's maximising the positive value that we can get from the lessons that we've learned about working from home, about flexible working. So it's all about employers having good parental leave policies, having true flexible working policies, and then for people to be able to take those up. You know, for women to be able to take those up, not have a culture of presenteeism, and to really be able to get career opportunities, you know, with the choice of where they work, both in an office or at a work environment where you get really good connectivity, and also at home where you can really focus in on tasks and also be part of your family environment.
It's really difficult to work out the balance, isn't it? Because so many people who are looking after children think they're going to work, and the professional relationships, it's great to be immersed in that and not have to think about children for that period. But then, of course, there's the great advantage of being with your children at time more if you are working from home. I think it's been an accidental experiment, isn't it? And what you're saying is we're going to learn from this, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been an experiment. And one of the findings from the study was that women were finding it really difficult to see that borderline, you know, that line that used to exist between work and home when you travelled home. Having that third space between, you know, what you're doing at work and then what you're doing at home was actually really important. And so as an employer, finding other ways to put those borderlines in place to help women is really important. I think you make a good point in that, you know, this is an opportunity. It's a chance to put in place family-friendly and female-friendly policies to make sure we're looking at gender pay equity, we're looking at promotion equity, but it's also about culture, and culture within an organisation, having conversations about careers and progression and learning opportunities for our women, and making sure that we've got leadership and tone from the top on that.
Clare, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Clare Harding there from Deloitte. It's a fascinating area, isn't it? So many of us. There wouldn't be a person watching this who hasn't been affected in some way during the pandemic. It has changed the way we go about things, some for the better, some not so good. I think there's a real opportunity to learn from it for men and especially for women, no doubt.